Down and Dirty. Tips and tricks for keeping your plane out of the shop. Starring Steve's Dirty Hands.
Today, why gluing your wings on makes your bird better. Not those birds. Ew.
The hands are back with the beautiful FMS 800mm ME109. Kind of looks like a Dali painting, doesn't it? I have it half apart. Let's take it the rest of the way apart. We've already got this thing reinforced, which on these planes is very little, but very effective. So, what makes it really the strongest is to glue the wing on. This is really the weakest part of the plane after you've got it reinforced. So if you do have a high-speed crash, this is going to get kind of wrecked, meaning there'll be big cracks here you have to glue back together, etc. So if you glue the entire wing on and it's not resting on this tab and those screws, it makes it much stronger. So here's what we do. First, of course, remove all the paint. And we have our little lacquer thinner trick for removing paint on EPO foam. So really the trick is just keep using new parts of the paper towel. Let's try a little more lacquer thinner, which is what we normally do. First use some, then use some more. So try to get right into the corner to remove the paint in the corner so that you can glue that corner on, which is really good. Hi, Steve's Insane Asylum. Today we're here to show you. You think it's the fumes, Doctor? This really is some thick paint on here. Highly unusual. And get the paint off the fuselage too. And get all the way in there so you can glue all these little surfaces here together. And don't forget, if you have stuff like the wing root sides. Okay, so we're going to drill the rods through so that they go through the center of the wing thickness pretty much. We've established where our rods are, hopefully, that we don't want to drill through. And we don't want to drill through these servos, so we want to keep the rods away from everything. We mark where that is, so we've put our aiming pins in like so, and we'll drill through here. Then we can put the wing back on and use our hole to drill through the wing part. Excellent. And here it goes. There we are, and into the back. Like so, and clearing the screw. Isn't that nice? And now, same thing on the other side. Just inside the screw. So, when we drill these rods, we want to center it in the wing thickness pretty much this way, and watch out for these screws, so stay inboard of the screws. And now, if I drop my wing into place, I can drill through the wing. So hold the wing down, use your hole that you just made, and drill through the wing. There we are. And best glue to use for this is the stuff that comes with it. It like welds foam together into one mass, which is good. And the second best is hot glue, if you ask me, or contact cement. Contact cement is more or less like this stuff, and hot glue is, of course, hot glue, which I love. But hot glue weighs, so hot glue enough for this plane, let's say, would weigh about 10 grams. And this glue will weigh about 1 gram, I think, the amount that we use on here, maybe 2. And now we lower the wires through and transfer the glue from one side to the other with pressure, lots of pressure. But don't use your fingertips, you'll make fingertip dents like I did. That's from another time. If you're going to use your fingertips, put them on the brackets. We pull it apart and let it get a little tacky, and we get ready with the hot glue. So what we're going to do is hot glue these surfaces here. Alright, that's looking mighty good. I transferred a lot of glue, so let's get it ready. I don't want to pull too far so that I don't have to rethread my wire. My hot glue gun is ready, and we get glue in the corners like so. So I am intentionally making this seriously solidified. This is going to be glued together, no mistake about it. I put a little on here as well. And why not? I can smear it on here. And then we're ready. This is slow drying hot glue, by the way, but it's not that slow, so let's get it on here. One, and then there. And then here. Pull the wires up. Press it into place. Get the excess hot glue off here. The rods go in after the glue is dry. We don't want it expanding out into the glue while the glue is drying. So we have this on, and we can put the rods in. We're going to use this glue. Since these rods are not for this kind of force, they're to keep the wing from coming off. You put your rod into the tube, and as far as you can, and then squeeze some more glue on as you pull the rod out of the tube. And then push that glue into the hole. Just keep working it in there as long as you can, pretty much. No, not forever, but if you do this 15 times, that wouldn't be the worst thing in the world, right? And then pull a rod out and keep it out for maybe a minute, and then put it back in. Let's do the other one. Rod into tube. As we pull it out, we squeeze the tube a bit, and then work the glue into the hole. And I'm turning the rod, by the way, which is probably impossible for you to see. And I'm working that glue in there to get it all over the surface inside. And then we pull that out. Now, by now, the first one, let go. See, this is the bad. We want to be able to get the rod back in. So I would say the first one's ready now. All right, so let's get that back in there while we can. And there it is. So over the next, let's say, 24 hours, this glue will become cement. It'll weld all this stuff together. So these rods will be welded to the foam, and the foam will be welded together. And this will be one solid lump of foam. Just want to keep it pressed together while it's drying. So let's get those screws in there. Okay, and there it is. So now what was previously one of the weakest parts of the reinforced plane is now one of the strongest parts, because now it's just one big lump of foam welded together with some rods through it. I love that. All right, go out and fly with wild abandon and no fear. You might want to put your canopy on, and the hands will see you on the flight line.